Hello everyone and welcome to Schrödinger's cat, and this is Devabrata here. So today we will discuss the previous year question paper of the GATE exam, GATE 2024, basically conducted by the IIT Bangalore. So first of all, we just discuss the exam pattern and the strategy of the physics. So let's get started. So here in this GATE exam, the total 65 questions, 100 marks, and the duration 3 hours. There are 3 sections: MCQ, MSQ and the NET. Same as the IIT JAM, but in IIT JAM there are the specific number of questions in MCQ, MSQ and the NET, but there are no specific questions in the GATE exam. So first part, in general aptitude within the MSQ, the general aptitude had 10 questions. 5 questions carry plus 1 marks and the rest 5 carry plus 2 marks. So total 15 marks from the general aptitude, and remaining there are 15 questions total. 50 marks, 10 questions, and total 65. So remaining 55 questions, 85 marks. 85 marks from the rest topic, means the MCQ, MSQ and the NET. So one thing is that the strategy, suppose the mathematical physics, the total number of questions coming from this topic in the GATE exam, that the 5 or 6, classical mechanics 5 to 6, EMT 7 to 8, the quantum mechanics 8 to 9. Next, TSP, thermodynamics and statistical physics 5 to 6, AMP, atomic and molecular physics 5 to 6, SSP, solid state physics 6 to 7, ELT means the electronics 4 to 5, and next one the NPS, nuclear and particle physics 5 to 6, and the general aptitude, last but not the least, the defined number of questions are 10. This is the strategy of the GATE. So first question, that general aptitude question 1 to 5 carry 1 marks each. GATE 2024 conducted by IIT Bangalore. Question number 1 from general aptitude: if arrow denotes the increasing order of intensity, then the meaning of the word smile to giggle to laugh is analogous to disapprove to dash to chide. Which one of the given option is appropriate to fill the blanks? This is the general aptitude questions. So first of one, the reproof, praise, replace, grip. First you tie yourself and first of all you just read out the questions carefully and try to solve the answer yourself, and after just look upon my blackboard for the solution. So let's get started. First you try. Just a minute. So here that smile to giggle to laugh is analogous to disapprove to disapprove means what? Not approve. So disapprove to reprove. Okay. This is the reprove. So option A would be the correct. Next. Question number 2. Find the odd one out in the set 19, 37, 21, 17, 23, 29, 31 and 11. So one thing is that here all numbers in the set are prime except 21. All the prime numbers, set of prime number. Set of prime number except 21. So 21 would be the correct. 1 minute, plugging my laptop to the charger. So 21 would be the correct. Option A. Next. In the following series, identify the number that needs to be changed to form the Fibonacci series 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 13, 21. So the solution that the Fibonacci series that 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Because this one, that's 2. 1 plus 2, that one 3. Okay. 2 plus 3, 5. 3, 5, that is 8. So 5, 8, 13. And 8, 31, 21. This is the series. So hence, the number that used to be changed is what? The 6 is the only number for the changing. This is not here. Only. This is not here. So option C would be the correct. 6. Next. Just a minute. Disturbing my blackboard. So here the real variables xyz and the real constant pqr satisfy x by pq minus r square equal to y by qr minus p square equal to z by rp minus q square. Given that the denominators are non-zero, the value of px plus qy plus rz would be what? First try yourself. So here this is equal to the x divided by pq minus r square equal to y divided by qr minus p square is equal to z divided by rp minus q square. This would be what? So this would be the px plus qy plus rz is divided by p should be common here. So pq minus r square plus qr minus p square plus r should be common here. So rp minus q square. So this would be what? So this would be the px plus qy plus rz is divided by 0. That implies that the px plus qy plus rz, the value of this quantity would be 0. So 0 would be our correct answers. Am I audible and my sound is clearing to you? Please respond. Am I audible and my board is visible to you? Please respond by commenting. So here 0 would be the answer. Option A would be the correct. Next. Take two long dish, rectangular parallelepiped, each having four rectangular faces labeled as 2, 3, 5 and 7. If thrown, the long dice cannot land on the square faces and has 1/4 probability of landing on any of the rectangular faces. The label on the top face of the dice of the source of the thrown. If thrown together, what is the probability of getting the sum of the long dice scores greater than 11? This question is coming from the probability. Try yourself and give me the answer by commenting. So here the table, I draw a table that two dice means D1 and D2. Here the D1 and the D2. So here 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 7. These are the combination. Okay. So table shows all three possibles of number of the top faces. This is the combination of the top faces. So total probability would be, the P total would be what? That 1/4 into 1/4 plus 1/4 into 1/4 plus 1/4 into 1/4. That would be what? This would be the 3/16. So 3/16, option D would be the correct. Next. This is question number 6 to 10, carry 2 marks each from general aptitude. In the given text, the blanks are numbered 1 to 4. Select the best match for all the blanks. Professor P, merely a man who narrated funny stories in his blackest moment, he was capable to self-descending humor. So Professor Q, a man who hardly narrated funny stories in his bucket moments, was he able to find humor? Option A, B, C, D, Which one should be the correct? The was only, this is the grammatical and from the tense, English grammar tense. So here Professor P, suppose was merely a man, so it would be the wasn't. Wasn't means the was not. Was not merely a man who narrated funny stories, even in each blackest moment. Blackest moment, so here only is not be possible. A would be the wrong and D would be the wrong. Okay. Next, Professor Q, this is either or, neither nor. Okay. Either or, neither nor. So, one should be the positive and another should be the negative. So, first of all, the was not watch. Okay. B would be the correct because A and B only, A and B are wrong, A and D are the wrong, and here is the only inform the in each blackest moment. In each blackest moment only is not the correct. This is the basically the wasn't and the was. Professor Q was not a man. This is the wrong, so B would be the correct. Was not, even, was and only. Next one, how many combination of non-null set ABC are possible from the subset of 2, 3, 5 satisfying the condition A is a subset of B and B is a subset of C? Very important questions. A is a subset of B. This question I just hints you and solve yourself and write up the answers of the option 28, 27, 18 and 19 by commenting. So here A is a subset of B and B is a subset of C. That imply A is a subset of C. Okay. And we just know by 11 class 11 and 12 set relation function, the number of subset from this one would be what? 2 to the power n. Okay. And when the m and n be the two number, this would be the 2 to the power mn. Okay. So here the combination would be what? 1, 2, 3. So this is the class 12 mathematics set relation and function. You try yourself and answer this by commenting. This is the homework. Next one, the bar chart gives the batting average of VK and RS for 11 calendar years from 2012 to 2022, considering that 2015 and 2019 are World Cup years. Which one of the following option is the true? In the x-axis, they are the calendar year and the y-axis the batting average. So, first option, RS has a higher yearly batting average than the VK in the every World Cup year. So, given these dotted are the RS and the continuous are in the VK, this is the graph shown. So, here the option C says that VK's yearly batting average is consistently higher than the RS between 2 years World Cup year, because you just show there in 2012 VK is greater, 2016 is also greater, 2017, 2018, and the rest years are the lower than the RS. So the option should be the VK's yearly batting average is consistently higher than that of the RS between the 2 years World Cup year. Here 2 years in between greater. So amid the 2 years VK's batting average is consistently higher, so C would be the correct option. Next, a planar rectangular paper has two V-shaped pieces attached as shown below. The piece of paper is folded to make the following closed three-dimensional object. This one. The number of folds required to form the above object will be what? So here, the piece of paper is folded to make the following closed three-dimensional object. This one. So the number of folds required to form the above object should be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 9 would be the correct. Next one. 4 equilateral triangles are used to form a regular closed three-dimensional object by joining along the edges. The angle between any two faces is what? So this is observational type of questions by your memory, and I think it will be able to solve by your IQ and the GK and as well as the aptitude past. This is basically the talent search. Okay, so you should be solve yourself. This is the homework number 2, and give me the answer by commenting. So this would be the homework number 1. Okay. Next, go ahead our physics questions. These would be the general aptitude. So in the physics one, that question 11 to 35 carry 1 marks each. First question from the classical mechanics, question number 11. If F1 function of capital Q and small q equal to capital Q small q is the generating function of a canonical transformation from PQ to PQ small to capital, then which one of the following relation are the correct? Sorry, each correct. Only option is correct. One option is correct. So you first try yourself and give me the answer by commenting. Try yourself and after look upon my board for the solution. So here F1 is what? Capital Q and the small q. Okay. So P would be what? This is, we know P would be the del F1 del Q. Del F1 del Q, this would be the capital Q by the formula. And the capital P, this is the small p. So capital P what? Capital P would be minus del F1 del capital Q. This would be the minus Q. This is the formula of the generating function number 2. So from the equation and the 2, so small p and the capital P, this would be what? Capital Q divided by small q with the negative sign. So small p by capital Q P equal to minus of capital Q by small q. Okay, C would be the correct answer. Next question. An unpolarized plane electromagnetic wave in a dielectric medium 1 is incident on a plane interface that separates medium 1 from the another dielectric medium 2. Medium 1 and medium 2 have refractive indices n1 and n2 respectively, with n2 greater than n1. If the angle of the incidence is tan inverse n2 by n1, which one of the following statement is true? Try yourself first and after you just give me the answers by commenting. So here by the Brewster's angle, that this is the interface, This is plane of incident ray. This one is the reflected, and these are the refracted. So this would be the 90 degree. Okay. Medium 1, N1 and N2. This is the booster angle theta B. This is 1 and the 2. So we know at booster angle that theta equal to theta B, that would be tan inverse N2 by N1. Okay. So the reflected wave is polarized perpendicular to the plane of the incident. This would be the 90 degree angle. So that by the booster's angle, the reflected wave is polarized perpendicular to the plane of the incident. C would be the correct answer. Next, the question from the quantum mechanics. The wave function of a particle in an infinite one-dimensional potential wheel at time t is psi xt root 2 by 3 e to the power minus I1 t by h cross psi 1 x and the 3 linear combination, where psi 1, psi 2 and the psi 3 are the normalized ground state, the normalized first exercise state and the normalized second exercise state respectively. E1, E2 and E3 are the eigenenergy corresponding to the psi 1, psi 2 and the psi 3 respectively. So you have to find the expectation value of energy of the particle in the state psi xt. This would be what? Try yourself first. I just giving you a hints that you just try the expectation value formula first. So here that we just know the psi of xt, that would be what? C1 psi 1x, C2 psi 2x plus C3 psi 3x, linear combination of the separated. So C1 is what? Where? In here C1 is root 2 by 3 exponential minus I E1 t by h cross. This is the C1, and the C2 1 by root 6 exponential I pi by 6 exponential minus I E2 t by h cross, and the C3 1 by root 6 exponential I pi by 4 exponential minus I E3 t by h cross. These one are the complex constant. So the expectation value by the formula, that would be what? The E expectation would be summation EI P EI divided by summation of PY. Summation of PEI. So this would be what? So in the denominator C1 square, C2 square, C3 square, and in the numerator E1 C1 square. Okay. Plus this would be the E2 C2 mod square and the E3 mod C3 square. Okay. Put this value here. So in the denominator, that 2 by 3, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, and here the E1 into 2 by 3 plus E2 into 1 by 6, and here the E3 into 1 by 6. This would be what? 1 by 6 common, and the 4E1 plus E2 plus E3. Okay. And one thing is that we just know in one dimensional potential En equal to what? N square pi square a square square by 2m square, that 2ml square. So A1 would be what? N equal to 1, that the pi square h cos square by 2 ml square. So E2, that would be the 4E1, and the E3, this would be the 9E1. So E average, therefore E average would be what? Put this value here. So 1 by 6 4E1, we just get this one. Put this value of E2, that is 4E1, plus put this value of E3, 9E1. This would be the what? 17 by 6 E1. 17 by 6 E1. So 17 by 6 E1s mean the answer A would be the correct. Answer A would be the correct. 17 by 6. 17 by 6 E1. Okay. Next. Question number 14. If a thermodynamic system is adiabatically isolated and experiences a change in volume under an extremely applied constant pressure, then thermodynamical potential minimized at equilibrium is the entropy, Helmholtz free energy, Gibbs free energy, grand potential. What would be the correct? This is from the TSP, that thermodynamical and the statistical physics. So here we know a relation dH, that the TdS plus VdP, that S constant, entropy, and P constant, so dH should be 0, change of Helmholtz free energy. Thus enthalpy, sorry, this H be the Helmholtz enthalpy, not Helmholtz free energy. Gibbs free energy means the Z. This is the change of enthalpy. Thus the enthalpy is minimized at equilibrium. What should be the correct? The enthalpy. dH means the H. Okay. Option A would be the correct. Next. The mean distance between the two atoms of Hd molecule is R, where H and D denote hydrogen and deuterium respectively. The mass of the hydrogen atom is mH, and the energy difference between the two lowest lying rotational state of Hd in multiple of h cos square by mH r square is what? From the atomic and the molecular system, atomic and the molecular physics, this question. So first try yourself and after look upon my solution in the blackboard, and if you completed your solution and the problem, just give me the answer by commenting. So let's get started. Here the rotational energy level, that is the EJ. EJ would be the Bj into J plus 1. Okay, where the B would be what? H cos square by 2 mu r square. Mu be the reduced mass. So the energy spacing between the two consecutive level, that would be the del E. Del E would be what? Ej plus 1 minus Ej. That would be the twice B J plus 1. So the energy difference between two lowest level is what? That is the del E, E1 minus E0. That is the 2B. This would be the H cos square by mu r square. Okay, so mu would be what? The reduced mass. So mH into md divided by mH plus md. This would be the twice mH square divided by thrice small m mH. This would be what? 2 third mH. Put this value. Therefore del E would be that a square mu means 2/3 mh and the r square as it is. So this would be the 3/2 in terms of a square by mh r square. Okay. So 3/2 would be the correct answer. Option A. Next, crystal structure of two metal A and B are two-dimensional square lattice with the same lattice constant A. Electrons in metals behave as free electrons. The Fermi surfaces corresponding to A and B are shown by solid circle in the figure. The electron concentration in A and B are Na and Nb respectively. The value of the Nb divided by Na is what? Try yourself first. From the solid state physics, this question is coming from. Very important questions conceptually. So here the Fermi radius in two dimension is what? That the kf. This is the twice pi n. Okay, even multiple of n. Sorry, even multiple of pi. Where n is the electron concentrated and the Fermi radius for metal A, this would be the what? The Fermi radius of metal, that the kf, that would be the pi by A. So the Fermi radius of the metal B, this would be the what? This is the A radius and this would be the hypotenuse, thus be the kf. This is for the A, metal A, and the kf would be root 2 pi by A. This for the B, metal B. So for metal A, for metal A, pi by A, that is equal to twice pi Na, equation number 1, and for the metal B, that root 2 pi divided by A, this would be the twice pi of Nb. This is the equation number 2. So from 1 and 2, we would get the twice pi Nb divided by twice pi Na. That would be the what? Root 2 pi by A divided by pi by A. That imply the ratio of the Nb divided by Na, that would be the root 2. Root 2 would be the correct answer. Option D would be the correct. Next, consider the induced nuclear fission reaction uranium to rubidium and the cesium, where the neutron momenta in both initial and the final state are negligible. The ratio of the kinetic energy of the daughter nuclei, you have to find the ratio of the kinetic energy of the daughter nuclei, means the rubidium and the cesium. This question is coming from the nuclear and the particle physics. Try yourself and give me the answer by commenting. So here the momentum of the rubidium is equal to momentum of the cesium, that would be the P, and the kinetic energy for the rubidium divided by kinetic energy of the cesium, this would be the what? P square by twice m Rb divided by P square by twice m Cs. That would be the mass of cesium, the molar mass of rubidium. This would be the 141 divided by 93. This is the molar mass of the cesium and the rubidium. So 141 by 93, B would be the correct. Next, The symbol CD, Vn and Vo shown in the figure denote capacitor, ideal diode input voltage and the output voltage respectively. Which one of the following output waveform V0 is correct for the given input waveform Vn? First of one, square. This is the rectangular waveform. Triangular, square, positive and the square negative. Try yourself from electronics. This question is coming from the electronics. Question number 18. So here that first try yourself where this is given the input voltage that the rectilinear, that is the rectangular. So the circuit shown in the figure, this is what, clipper or clammer? Comment. This is a clammer circuit because capacitor is in the input voltage. Clammer circuit, okay. So in this voltage level will shift in the direction of the diode current. Voltage level is to be shifted to the diode current. That means that is in upward direction the peak to peak voltage remains the same. Okay. So peak to peak voltage should be same and is shifted to the positive terminal. That should be what? Option A would be the correct. Because here in the option A the upward direction and the peak to peak voltage remains the same. Next. Let N and T respectively denote the number and the kinetic energy of electron produced in the nuclear beta decay. Which one of the following distribution should be the correct? First of one, this is the exponentially increasing, decreasing, Gaussian and the straight line. What should be the correct? From the nuclear and the particle physics. This is basically the nuclear beta decay, means it is a standard energy spectrum for beta minus decay. That the standard energy spectrum for the beta minus decay, okay. So standard energy spectrum the beta minus decay would be what? C would be the correct. This one graph. Next, an infinitely long cylinder of radius r carries a frozen in magnetism m equal to k exponential minus s z cap, where k is the constant and s is the distance from the axis of the cylinder. The magnetic permeability of free space is mu naught. There is no free current present anywhere. So there is no free current present anywhere. So the magnetic flux density B inside the cylinder would be what? From the electromagnetic theory. Simple question. Try yourself and give me the answer and the option by commenting. I just wait 1 or 2 minutes. For time consuming, we just solve here and you don't show my blackboard, and after try yourself, after look upon my board for the solution. So here the given current free, this is the 0, and there is cylindrical symmetry. So by the Ampere's law, that the H dot dl, this is the I free. Okay, so H is 0 here. That means B by mu naught, that should be the B by H means what? Electric field intensity, that the B by mu naught minus magnetization, this would be the 0. That imply magnetic flux intensity, magnetic flux density B, that would be the mu naught M. So M is given, that magnetic flux density B would be what? Mu naught. M is given, that K exponential minus Sz, and the direction in the Z direction. So option C would be the correct. Okay, mu naught K exponential minus Sz into Z cap. Option C would be the correct. Next question. The atomic number of V, vanadium, chromium, ferrous and zinc are 23, 24, 26 and the 30 respectively. Which one of the following materials does not show an electron spin resonance ESR spectra? Option A vanadium, option B chromium, option C ferrous, and option D zinc. This is from the atomic and the molecular physics. Try yourself. Short questions. So ESR is exhibited by atom which possesses unpair of electron in the electronic configuration. So for the V, that the electron configuration in the last shell 3D3, that means in the D subshell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here 1, 2, 3, 2 unempty. Next the chromium 3D4. This would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 should be the unempty. And for the ferrous 3D6. 4. That the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the 6. And the last one for the zinc, this would be the 3D10. 3D10 means 2, 3, 4. That the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So by observation, which should be the correct? D, zinc. Because the ESR is exhibited by atoms which possess the unpaired of electron in their electronic configuration. Unpaired electron. Okay, next. A particle is subjected to a potential Vx infinity x less than equal to 0, V naught a less than equal to x less than equal to b, and 0 for the elsewhere. Here a greater than 0, b greater than a. If the energy of the particle E less than V naught, which one of the following schematics is valid? Quantum mechanical wave function for the system. First one, second one, third one, and fourth one. You just look upon the fourth option. Try yourself first. Questions is coming from the quantum mechanics. So here we just solve here by the concept of the potential wheel, that Vx potential he was given by the binary condition infinity for x less than equal to 0 and the V naught for a less than equal to x less than equal to v and the 0 the elsewhere. So here the graph should be what? This high x is 0 at x equal to 0. So potential is infinite. So that means this high x, the potential, is the decaying exponentially decay. Exponentially decay. And in the region of a less than equal to x less than equal to b, here the energy less than potential and the oscillatory. Very important. Oscillatory in this region. And where v equal to 0, so what should be the option? So this one, the x equal to 0, okay, here the v equal to infinity. This is the potential dotted line. This is v equal to 0. Here this point v equal to 0 and here e less than v naught. So in this region, that a and the b, v equal to what? V naught is given. So in this term, this would be the what? Exponentially decaying. So the graph would be this one. Graph would be exponentially increasing first, next decay with the region, then the oscillatory. Okay, this is this high x wave function and the position x direction 0, this point, 13 point, the a and the b. So which option would be the correct? Option B. Exponentially increasing and next with this region the exponentially decaying, and after this will be the oscillatory. This is the exponentially increasing, means the e to the power plus, exponentially decaying e to the minus, oscillatory means the sin x. Okay, and D would be the wrong because the same graph but here is shifted from 0. Shifted from the 0. This is, should be the incorrect. Next question. Let rho is a function of qpt be the phase space density of a ensemble of a system. The Hamiltonian of the system is hpq. If AB denotes the Poisson bracket of AB, then del rho del t vanishes. That implies should be what? From the statistical mechanics. Try yourself first. This is the Poisson bracket, and one thing, this here the ensemble P rho PQT, but it should be in the classical mechanics, I think. Okay. From the classical mechanics, that the time evolution of a function rho, time evolution of a function, that means the rho PQT. That should be what? D rho dt. Sorry, d rho dt. I just write del d rho dt means the time evolution of a function. Time evolution of function, this should be the rho h Poisson bracket plus del rho del t. Okay. D rho dt equal to Poisson bracket rho h plus del rho del t. So here given the 0 dt 0, this is 0. That imply the del rho del t should be what? The minus of the Poisson bracket of the rho and the h. B would be the correct. Okay, B would be the correct, means del rho del t is proportional to Poisson bracket of rho h. Next question from the electronics, question number 24. Consider the following circuit. Suppose the initial signal P is this one, the square wave, and the input signal Q this one given. Which one of the following output signal be the correct for this circuit? Keep in mind these four options. Try yourself first. I just pause 1 or 2 minutes. So first try to solve this diagram by the Boolean algebra. So I the output there should be what? P means it will be the P bar, Q bar. This is the P bar, Q bar. This would be the P, Q bar, bar. So I would be the P bar, Q bar, whole bar. By the De Morgan law, this would be the what? P double bar plus Q double bar. That is equal to P plus Q. Okay. So the output Y would be the P or Q. P plus Q means the P or Q. P plus Q means the P or Q. P or Q. So what option should be the correct? Check in the option A. First option. This is a basically P or Q kind diagram. P or Q. Option A should be the correct. Next question. An inertial observer sees two spacecraft S and T flying away from each other along x-axis with the individual speed 0.5 c. Where c is the speed of the light, the speed of t with respect to s would be what? From classical mechanics, special theory of relativity. Try yourself first. That here from the velocity addition theorem, so speed would be the light. Okay, so v of ts, this would be the what? Velocity addition theorem, that v1 minus v2 1 minus v1 v2 by c square. Okay, v dash equal to v1 minus v2 divided by 1 minus v1 v2 by c square. Put this value, so 0.5 c, negative direction, so 0. Minus 0.5 c. Okay, so 1 minus 0.5 c into minus 0.5 c divided by c square. Solve this. This would be the c by 1.25. c by 1.25 means what? 4 by 5c. 4 by 5c. A would be the correct options. Next question. Let PQ and R be three different nuclei. Which one of the following nuclear process is possible? Easy question. Try yourself and put on the answer in the comment box. Try to conservation of energy. Okay. So you check first of all lepton number, next Z and the lepton number. So here the lepton number is conserved. Lepton number L, that the conserved. Check yourself. Next the Z, atomic number. This is not conserved. Next D, option D, this is for the option B. This is for the option B, this is for the option C, and this for the option D. Here the lepton number is not conserved. Check yourself. Homework 3. Give you homework for your better understanding and the clarification. So D would be the incorrect, C would be the incorrect, and B also be the incorrect. So A would be the correct. A would be the correct because here all the B, lepton number and the Z here the conserved. Next question. The temperature dependence of electrical conductivity of 3 intrinsic semiconductor ABC is shown in the figure. Ln sigma with T inverse. Let EA, EB and EC be the band gap of the ABC respectively. Which one of the following relation is be correct? Very conceptual questions from solid state physics. Try yourself first. We know a relation sigma equal to Ni E mu E plus mu N, where the Ni, that what, root over of Nc Nv exponential minus Eg by 2 kt. Taking ln sigma, ln both side, that the ln sigma ln Ni plus ln of E into mu E plus mu N. Okay. So this would be what, put this value of Ni. So ln root over Nc Nv minus Eg by twice kt plus ln E into mu E plus mu N. So that imply the ln sigma equal to constant minus E by 2 kt. This should be the graph of y equal to mx plus c. So slope here, the slope m, that would be the Eg by twice k, and c is the constant. So we have assumed that Nc, Nv and mu E and mu N are the independent of the temperature. So H, mass of A is greater than the mass of B greater than m of C, that imply the energy of A is greater than the energy of C greater than the energy of C. This is one thing. The M A greater than MC, MA, MC, MB imply energy of A greater than energy of C is greater than energy of B. So which option should be the correct? Option D, EA greater than EC greater than EA greater than EC greater than EB. Next question. Following trial wave function phi 1 that exponential minus z dash r1 plus r2 and the phi 2 exponential minus z dash into r1 plus r2 into 1 plus z into mod of r1 minus r2 are used to get a variational estimate of the ground state energy of the helium atom. Z dash and z are the variational parameters. R1 and R2 be the position vector. Of the electrons. Let E naught be the exact ground state energy of the helium atom. E1 and E2 are the variational estimates of the ground state energy of the helium atom corresponding to phi 1 and phi 2 respectively. Which one of the following option is the correct? Quantum mechanics. So variational principle always gives an upper bound to ground state energy E naught. So therefore E1 is greater than equal to E1 be the ground state energy. E1 is greater than equal to E naught and the E2 is also greater than equal to E naught. Only option D satisfying the condition. A would be the incorrect, B would be the incorrect and C also be the incorrect. This condition only satisfy D because E1 greater than equal to E naught and the E2 is also greater than equal to E naught. That means the E1 greater than equal to E2. That implies that E1 greater than equal to E2. Next, the wave function for a particle is given by the form of exponential minus I alpha x plus beta, where alpha beta are the real constant in which one of the following potential the particle is moving. You have to find the potential. Apply here the Schrödinger's equation. So this is solution by the giving two methods. First one is observational and next one by the mathematical. So I just do method 1 and 2 also. So the given wave function psi x, that is given e to the power minus alpha I alpha x e to the power minus beta, that is what? A e to the power minus I alpha x is a plane wave function. The wave function is valid for a system in which either potential is 0 or potential is constant. This is applicable either the potential Vx is 0 or the potential constant. This is the condition for the plane wave function. Plane wave function. So option C is the correct. This is the potential 0. So by the observation, option C would be the correct by this. And second method, by the Schrödinger equation. Apply Schrödinger's equation, that the minus a square square, this is the mathematical approach, divided by 2m del square psi by del x square plus the potential Vx into psi, that is the E psi. So psi is given, taking first order derivative del psi del x, that would be what? Minus I alpha into psi, and the del square psi del x square, that would be the minus alpha square psi. put this value. Therefore the minus hk square by 2sm, that the minus alpha square psi plus the potential Vx psi, that is the psi. So compare x dependent term LHS and RHS. Comparing the x dependence of the potential. So in the right hand side there is no potential, so potential should be the 0. We have reduced the method 1, this is the method 1 and here the method 2. Next, consider a volume integral I equal to integration over v del square 1 by r dv over a volume v, where r equal to root over x square plus y square plus z square. Which one of the following statement is or are correct? I think this is the MSQ type questions. MSQ, multiple select questions, because here is given is or are. This is 2 marks, but there is no partial marking. We have to correct the answers all over. Suppose the correct answer is ABC. Okay, you have give the answer A and B only, you would be get the big 0. There is no partial marking. So here the del square of 1 by r, that would be the del dot del of 1 by r. Okay, so this would be the del dot minus r cap by r square. This would be what? Very important relation, 4 pi del cube r. Okay, very important. Divergence of minus r cap by r square, minus 4 pi del cube r, because minus is given here. So integral integration over v del square 1 by r dv, this is given. So this would be the minus as it is v 4 pi del cube r into dv. So del cube r means what? That the del cube r, this is the infinity, that is the r equal to 0, and the 0 for the r not equal to 0. Okay, so C answer should be the correct, that I would be the minus 4 pi for r equal to 0 inside the volume, and would be the 0 for r equal to 0 not inside v, here inside v, and the last one should be also 0 for r not equal to 0. So here check the option. First option r equal to minus 4 pi for r equal to 0 inside the volume would be the correct. Next, integrand vanishes. Integrand means the integral vanishes for r not equal to 0. I0 for r not equal to 0, B would be the correct. Integrand diverged, this would not be the correct, and I be the 0 for r equal to 0 not inside the volume, C would be the correct. So here the option A, B and the C, 3 options are the correct, A, B and the C. Next, the complex function e to the power minus 2 by z minus 1 has what? Simple pole, essential, singularity, residue, branch point. Simple question that expands with the Taylor series. So the function of z, and one thing is that the GATE questions are more compressed rather than the NET exam. Suppose in the NET exam, the mathematical calculation of one question should be the 5 or 6 line, but in the GATE, At least the 3 or 4 lines is the maximum. Short questions type. So function of z is equal to e to the power minus 2 by z minus 1. Expand with the Taylor series. That is 1 minus 2 by z minus 1 plus 4 by z minus 1 whole square into 2 factorial 1 by 2 factorial, okay, minus 8 by z minus 1 whole cube into 1 by 3 factorial plus dot 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 plus minus plus minus plus minus, basically the exponential of e to the power minus 6, okay. So since there is infinite negative power of z minus 1, okay, so it has the essential singularity at z equal to 1. Essential singularity at z equal to 1. B would be the correct. And the residue at z equal to 1. Calculate this residue. This is the homework number 4. Calculate the residue. Residue formula. Residue of this function fx of the single pole. This should be the residue at z equal to 1. That would be the r of z equal to 1 would be the minus 2. You calculate yourself. Okay. So C would be the correct. Here the option B and the C, 2 are the correct, and the second, the residue, you should be calculate yourself for the homework. Next question. And one thing, in the GATE exam, the MCQ, MSQ and NAT, the 3 type of questions are mixing. But in the JAM exam, there are separate number of questions and the specific questions as given. But keep in mind, in GATE exam, the 3 type of question MSQ, MCQ and the NAT, 3 are the mixing in the question paper. So because first of one is the MCQ, then MSQ, and after NAT, after AB, MCQ should be. So the 32 questions, the minimum number of the basic logic gate required to realize the Boolean expression b into a plus b plus a dot b bar plus a in the integer should be what? This is in NAT type of questions. Try yourself and put on the answer in my comment box. NAT. So here y equal to, calculate that y equal to, I just do here because page is limited. I just do here y equal to b a plus b plus a b bar plus a, that is equal to ab plus b plus ab bar plus ab. That would be what? ab plus b plus ab bar. B should be common here. 1 plus a plus ab bar. So it would become the b plus b bar a. Okay. So b plus b bar a means what? A plus b. Okay. Why that imply the y equal to a plus b. Y equal to a plus b means the OR gate. So here the minimum number of basic logic gate. This is the OR gate. This one a, b and the y equal to a plus b. The OR one. The number of gate is what? 1. So 1 should be the answer. Because the question says that the minimum number of logic gates required. So one should be the answer. Next question. The vapor pressure of solid ammonia is given by ln P equal to 23.03 minus 3754 by T, while that of liquid ammonia is given by ln P equal to 19.49 minus 3063 by T, where T is the temperature in Kelvin. The temperature of the triple point of ammonia is what Kelvin? Round up or two decimal places. Phase transition from thermodynamics. So here for triple point, the LNP, this is the 23.03 minus 3754 by T. This is for the triple point. Triple point. So this is given equal to 19.49 minus 3063 divided by T. That implies 3063 divided by 3 divided by T minus 3754 divided by T, that is equal to what? 19.49 minus 23.03. That implies that, so 3754 divided by T, that is equal to 3063 divided by T. Okay, that will be the what? This is for first one case, ammonia, solid ammonia. Okay, next one, this one for the liquid ammonia. So this would be the 23.03, put this value only, minus 19.49. So this imply here 691 divided by T, that would be the 3.54. That imply the T would be what? 691 divided by 3.54. So this would be the 195.0.20 Kelvin. 195.20 Kelvin. This would be the answers. 195.20. Next, the electric field in a region depends on only xy coordinates are equal to kx cap plus yy cap by x square plus y square, where k is a constant. The flux E through the surface of sphere of radius r with the center at the origin is n pi kr, where the value of n in integer. I think these questions may come in the IT exam 2024. We just solved in our live class IT exam 2024 full solution paper. This type of function in the mathematical physics questions. So try yourself first. I just wait, solve this question and give me the answer in the comment box. Here, this is an sphere. This one be the sphere of the radius r. This is a elementary. This is in the r cap. Okay. So apply here the spherical coordinate system with the Gauss law that states the phi that is equal to closed line integral E dot ds. Here the E dot dA. Okay. So first try yourself the E dot dA. So here x equal to what? R sin theta cos phi, and the y should be r sin theta sin phi, spherical polar coordinate system, and the z the r cos theta. And here we just do the surface integral, not volume integral. So r sin theta sin phi, and calculate the elementary area dA, that would be the r square sin theta. This is the Jacobian called in mathematical physics, and here the d theta d phi r cap, the unit radial. So you should first calculate d dot dA. So here would be the function k x cap plus y cap divided by x square plus y square. Put this value r square sin theta, and the d theta d phi r cap. Okay, calculate. So this one would be the k common, k should be common here, x dot r plus y should be common here, and here the y cap dot r cap. Okay, and the denominator as it is x square plus y square, and the r square sin theta, the theta d phi. We just multiply r cap. So after calculation, it would get that k into r sin square theta common here. Put this value xy, okay, and calculate, and you would get the r sin square theta common, the cos square phi plus sin square phi divided by r sin square theta. This would be into, as it is, r sin square theta d theta d phi. Okay, so this is imply here E dot dA equal to kr sin theta d theta d phi. So after you just do whole integral, I do here for your page conservation, line integral of s E dot dA, that kr constant, integral 0 to pi and 0 to twice phi sin theta d theta d phi. Okay, it would be what? This will be the kr constant, and this would be the sin theta 0 to pi 2 and the twice pi for the d phi integral. This would be the 4 pi kr. 4 pi kr. So 4 pi kr. Okay, this is 4 pi kr, that imply this is given n pi kr, so that imply n should be what? 4. N should be the 4. 4 would be the correct answer. Next, the Hamiltonian of a system of n particle in given volume V at temperature T is Hamiltonian H summation I1 to 2n aiqi square plus summation I1 to 2n bipi square, where ai, bi are the positive constant. The ensemble average of a Hamiltonian is alpha nkt, where k at the Boltzmann constant, the value of alpha in integer would should be what? From this thermodynamics and the statistical physics, you just apply the equipartition of energy. So the given Hamiltonian is that the H is summation I1 to n, the ai or the given is the alpha, so this would be the alpha here, not a, the summation alpha I qi square plus summation bi, sorry, this should be alpha, this is a, okay, given, and the comparing term should be the alpha. Sorry for that. A should be the summation ai qi square plus summation bi pi square. This is given. For n equal to n, so we have the relation you just apply here the equipartition of energy. Okay. So this would be what? Calculate. This is the equation number 1. So for n equal to 1, we have the n equal to 1, the h1, this should be the I1 to 2 ai qi square plus summation I1 to 2 bi pi square. This means motion is confined in 2D plane. 2D plane, motion is confined. So expectation of this Hamiltonian, H1 expectation, this should be what? Twice particle and the equipartition theorem half kt, okay, plus twice particle, two number of particle, and by the equipartition of theorem, the energy half kt. So this should be the twice kt. So for n equal to n, the expectation of the Hamiltonian should be twice nk, twice nkt for alpha equal to 2. So 2 should be the answer, because in the question is asked in 3D. Questions is asked in 3D. So in 3-dimensional, the Hamiltonian expectation should be thrice nkt. So here we have got the value, this 2k for n number of particle twice nkt, that means alpha equal to 2, because the twice nkt we just calculate twice nkt, that is given that get the ensemble average by the question alpha in kt. That imply alpha equal to 2. 2 would be the correct answer. 2. Next. Question 36 to 65 carry 2 marks each. Binding energy and rest mass energy of a 2 nucleon bound state are denoted by b and mc square respectively, where c is the speed of light. The minimum energy of a photon required to dissociate the bound state is what? From the nuclear and the particle physics. So that here the nuclear reaction that 2 1H2 1H2 plus gamma, that is equal to proton plus neutron. Okay. So the binding energy B should be m proton plus m neutron del m c square minus m c square. This should be the del m c square. So apply conservation of energy particle, that the mc square plus energy of gamma ray, that should be the ER by C whole square into C square plus MP and the Mn, mass of neutron and the proton C square, equal to C to the power 4. We just apply that E square equal to root over P square C square plus M0 naught C square. The mass energy relation P square C square plus M naught square C to the power 4. We apply this relation. So this imply the mc square plus E gamma, that should be the root over of E gamma square plus binding energy B plus mc square whole square. So or E gamma should be, B should be common here, 1 plus B by twice mc square. B into 1 plus B by twice mc square. So option B, B into 1 plus B by twice mc square. B would be the correct. Next, the spin orbit interaction in a hydrogen light atom is given by the Hamiltonian H dash equal to minus K L dash K L dot S. LS interaction. Spin orbit, where K is a real constant, the splitting between levels 2p C by 2 and 2p half due to this interaction should be what? From the atomic and the molecular physics. Try yourself and put on the answer in the comment box. So here simple formula, that the energy separation daily of LS should be what? k into L plus half, this is the relation, into h cos square, or that del E Ls should be the k 1 plus half h cos square. Put this value, you will get 3 by 2 k h cos square. Okay, 3 by 2 k h cos square. B would be the correct answer. Next, consider the Lagrangian L m x dot y dot minus m omega naught square xy. If px and py denote the generalized momenta conjugate to x and y respectively, then the canonical equation of motion are what? Try yourself and give me the answers in the comment box. This is from the classical mechanics. So here that generalized momenta px, this should be what? Del L del q dot, means the del L del x dot, this should be the m y dot, that imply y dot equal to px by m, and the py del L by del y dot. So this would be the mx dot, that imply the x dot would be what? Py by m. So px dot, differentiate again, the px dot, that would be the del L del x, because the del L del q by the Lagrangian canonical equation of motion, Hamiltonian canonical equation of motion, the del L del x, that differentiate again, this is already minus m omega naught square y. So py dot should be what? Del L del y. So this would be the minus omega naught square x. These four are the relation, and now match the options. So in option C, x dot py by m, px dot minus m omega naught square y, and the y dot px by m, py dot minus m omega naught square x. Okay, so option C would be the correct. Next, just canonical equation of motion. The X-ray diffraction pattern of a monoatomic cubic crystal with rigid spherical atom of radius 1.56 Armstrong shows several Bragg's reflection, of which the reflection appearing at the lowest 2 theta value in the form 1 1 1 plane. If the wavelength of X-ray used in 0.78 Armstrong, the Bragg's angle in 2 theta rounded up to 1 decimal places corresponding to this reflection and the crystal structure respectively are what? From the solid state physics, 2d sin theta equal to n lambda, apply the Bragg's law here. So here this is the I versus 2 theta plot. This is the intensity and the 2 theta. This is given the 1 1 1 plane. So according to the question, the first peak appear for the plane 1 1 1. Thus 1 1 1 means FCC, phase center cubic. So for FCC, that is root 2a, that would be the 4r. This is the relation. So a should be what? 4r by root 2. 4r by root 2. So put this value 4 into r means the 1.56 divided by root 2 Armstrong. That would be what? 4.41. 4.41 Armstrong. So by the Bragg's law, 2 the sine theta equal to n lambda, means n equal to 1 lambda, or theta should be the sine inverse lambda by twice d. Put this value, sine inverse lambda means, put this value here d, so lambda by twice a root over of h square plus k square plus l square. Put this value of d, d means what? A by root over h square plus k square plus l square. So put this value, sine inverse 0.78 Armstrong divided by 2 into 4.41 into root 3. 1 means root 3. This should be the sine inverse 0.15. Sine inverse 0.15 by the calculator, you would get the 8.8 degree. That means you have to find the value of 2 theta. 2 theta means the 2 into 8.8, that would be the 17.6 degree. 17.6 would be the correct answer. Option B. Phase center cubic, not body. Phase center cubic with the angle 17.6 degree. Next questions. Question number 40. In a parallel plate capacitor, the plate at x equal to 0 is grounded and the plate at x equal to d is maintained at the potential V0. The space between two plates is filled with a linear dielectric of permittivity epsilon equal to epsilon naught 1 plus x by d, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space. Neglecting the edge defect, the electric field E inside the capacitor should be what? The electric field E inside the capacitor should be what? From the electromagnetic theory. So here the solution would be, this is a plate 1 and the another. This is 0 potential V0. This is x equal to 0, x equal to d, and here they applied the permittivity, that the epsilon naught, epsilon equal to epsilon naught 1 plus x by d. So let charge on capacitor plate is q, then the charge be the q. So E should be what? E should be q by epsilon, means epsilon naught and the epsilon r a x cap. Okay, that imply E dot dl equal to q by, put this value epsilon naught 1 plus x by d into a, this is the dx. Now, or the V naught minus of integration 0 to d E dot dl. Okay, so this would be the what? Minus of q by epsilon naught a, the integration 0 to d 1 by 1 plus x by d dx. To calculate this integration, you would get the minus of q by epsilon naught a d of ln of what? 1 plus x by d, and the limit 0 to d. And one thing, the d of 1 by d means the 1, means the d of integration of d means the 1. Okay, mathematical derivatives that imply the v naught would be what? The minus qd divided by epsilon naught a ln 2, put this value, or you should get the value of the q by a ratio, that would be the minus epsilon naught v naught divided by d of ln 2. So now you have to find the electric field. Therefore, the electric field would be what? 1 by epsilon naught epsilon r q by a and the direction x cap. Put this value. Simple. Epsilon naught 1 plus x by d into here the epsilon naught v naught divided by d of ln 2. X cap is in the direction. So you would get after calculation that the minus v naught. Very fine, very beauty of these questions and very interesting, ln 2 into x cap. Okay, you should solve this. It would be minus v naught by x plus d ln 2 x cap. That what option should be the correct? Option A, that the minus v naught divided by d plus x ln 2 into x cap. Okay, option A would be the correct. Next questions, go ahead. The equation of motion for a forced simple harmonic oscillator is x double dot t plus omega square xt equal to f cos omega t, where x at t equal to 0 is 0 and x dot at t equal to 0 is 0. Which one of the options following are the correct? Try yourself. This is from which chapter? Basically simple harmonic oscillator position, mathematical physics should be applied, and here also the quantum case. Try yourself first. Question number 41. Give me the answer in the comment box. Simple, the differential equation solve. Differential equation, you have to solve it. Solve it, find the x. X dot, integral both sides, you have to find the x. Quickly do and give me the answers. This is from the classical mechanics, because this question is from the equation of motion, that check the option. So this is the basically if the right hand side the function should be 0, this is the equation of SHM, simple harmonic motion. The solution would be the linear combination of A sin omega t plus B cos omega t. This would be the x. Okay. So here the xt would be the C1t sin omega t, and at t tends to 0, the x at t equal to 0 should be what? 0, and the x dot t should be the C1. This is basically the V potential x dot C1 sin omega t plus C1 omega t cos omega t. Put this value at x tends to 0, not x tends to 0, t tends to 0. At t equal to 0, that means x dot at t equal to 0 should be 0. So xt, the position, should be proportional to t sin omega t. The xt should be proportional to t sin omega t. We find here this one. Option A should be the correct. Next question. An atom is subjected to a weak uniform magnetic field B. The number of lines in the Zeeman spectrum for transition from n equal to 2, L equal to 1 to n equal to 1, L equal to 0 should be what? From the atomic and the molecular physics. So here the transition that the n equal to 2 and the L equal to what? 1. So S equal to half. That means 2 square, sorry, to the basis 2s plus 1 Lj. This is basically written as the 2s plus 1 Lj. 2s plus 1 be the multiplicity, and the here 2 means the number n. This is the n. Okay, this is the notation. So here 2 p half, and for n equal to 1, L equal to 0, S equal to half, that should be the 1 2s half. This is we give. So transition from 2 p 3 by 2 to what? 1, that 2s half. Okay, this is the transition, first transition. So here that we draw a table. This should be what? Minus 3 by 2, the spin value, minus half, plus half, okay, plus 3 by 2. And here 2 p 3 by 2, and here 2s half, and here the mj, here also be the mj. Okay, so these two spin value possible, minus half and plus half. So minus 3 by 2 to minus half to minus half, plus half to plus half, plus 3 by 2 to plus half, and one thing is that minus half to plus half and plus half to minus half. Okay, these are the possible. This total possible got 1. How much possible? 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the transition 6. Next transition 2, that 2p half 2 1 2s half. We just draw a table. Here minus half, half. Here also minus half, half. So here minus half to minus half to plus half, and another plus half to minus half, and plus half to plus half. The possible transition are the 6, sorry, the 4. So here this is the mj, that the 2p half 2s half. See, the total number of transition would be the 10. Total number of line would be the 10. Option B would be the correct. Next, consider two matrices P1201, Q1001. Which one of the following statement is or are true from the mathematical physics? Quickly solve. First, the characteristic equation. Here just change my pen. The characteristic equation, that modulus of p minus lambda I, also determinant, this would be the 0, that imply 1 minus lambda 2 0 1 minus lambda, that should be the 0, or 1 minus lambda whole square is equal to 0, that equal to lambda equal to 1 and the 1. And next one, the mod of determinant of q minus lambda I, that should be the 0 for the q matrices. So it should be the determinant of 1 minus lambda 0 0 1 into lambda, this should be the 0. So here also 1 and 1 the lambda value. So h q equal to I, so pq equal to what? P equal to qp. So px eigenfunction px equal to 1 into x. Solve this. Put these matrices 1 2 matrix 0 1 and the x1 and the x2. Here this should be the x1 and the x2. Okay, this should be imply that x1 plus 2x2, that should be what? X1, that imply x2 is 0. Next we would get the x1 value, that the x1 0 and the this should equal the 1 0. x1 0 this is equal to 1 0, and one thing is that x1 transpose x2, this is should be 0. It is imply that the x1 0 and the x1 0 is x1 square. Okay, or this is x1 0, so x2 must be 0 0 matrix. Okay, h q equal to I, identity matrix. So any non-zero vector is an eigenvector of q having eigenvalue. I just write this statement, it is h. So any non-zero vector is an eigenvector of q having eigenvalue. Okay. So now we just check our option. Option A says that P and Q have the same set of eigenvalue. P and Q has the same set of eigenvalue. Should be correct. Option B. P and Q commute with each other. B should be correct. Because P and Q commute with each other means the P Q commutation should be 0. We just get here the eigenfunction of this P and Q. And P and Q have different set of linearly independent eigenvector. It also be correct because we have get the P and Q the eigenvector, but they are not linearly independent. Okay, not linearly dependent. For the linearly dependent, for the eigenvector mass should be the 0. So C should be the correct, but the matrix B is diagonalizable is incorrect because the matrix is diagonalizable. Not diagonalizable because for the matrix diagonalizable, the matrix should be the 0 0 in the same diagonal element, and here the A and B, suppose let us. So P diagonalizable is not correct because the condition of the diagonalizable is what? Determinant of A should not be 0. This is basically the singularity of the matrices. So here the option A, B and C would be the correct. A, B and the C. The three options are be correct. Next questions. An infinite one-dimensional lattice extends along x-axis. At each lattice site, there exists an atom with spin half. The spin can point either in plus z or minus z direction only. Let Sp, Sf and Sa denote the entropy of paramagnetic, ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic configurations respectively. Which one of the following relation is or are true? Try yourself and give me the answer in my comment box. I just left 2 minutes for plugging my chapters. For plugging my tablets and the computer, you just try yourself and give me the answers. And after that, you just look up on my blackboard for your solution. So I think you just doing this problem and feedback me with the answer. Feedback me quickly, otherwise I solve. So here go ahead. This is from the solid state physics. You have to find the property of the paramagnetic, ferromagnetic and the antiferromagnetic. So let us assume for the three cases, ferromagnetic, paramagnetic and antiferromagnetic spin property. So first of one, the same direction of the spin. This is for the ferromagnetic. And for the paramagnetic, this one. Okay, this is for the paramagnetic substances. And for the antiferromagnetic, first one upward, downward, next one upward, downward. This is the antiferromagnetic. So by observation, the paramagnetic spin is greater than ferromagnetic, and the paramagnetic spin is greater than for the antiferromagnetic spin, and also the antiferromagnetic spin is greater than the ferromagnetic spin must be true. That option A, paramagnetic spin is greater than the ferromagnetic spin, correct? And option D, paramagnetic spin is greater than the antiferromagnetic, this should be correct. C not be correct. And the antiferromagnetic should be greater than the ferromagnetic. B also be correct. A, B and the D should be the correct MSQ type of questions from the solid state physics. Property of the materials. Next, from the mathematical physics, consider vector field F 2xz plus 3y square y cap plus 3yz square z cap. The closed path A to B to C to D to A in z equal to 0 plane is shown in the figure. So you have to find the closed line integral of the f dot gl, denote the line integral of f along the closed path gamma. Gamma be the contour. Which one of the following option are true? Also MSQ type question from the mathematical physics. Try yourself by checking the four options. The approach of the solving the MSQ type of questions. Okay, try yourself first. So now a function is given that this one, so you have to find the divergence of the function, divergence of f, that del x of 0, del y of what, 2xz plus 3y square plus del z of 4yz square. This should be 6y plus 8yz, that would be the 6y, that not equal to 0 because z is given in the 0. Now check the curl of the function, curl of the force, that the determinant of x cap, y cap and the z cap. Here the del del x, the del del y and the del del z, and the component here the x0 and here the 2x z plus 3y square and the next 4yz square. Okay, so this would be what, that 4z square minus 2x x cap plus 2z z cap, and you just apply the rule of fold out the curl. This will be the expression. So curl f, therefore the curl f would be what, minus 2x x cap. This is not equal to 0. H z equal to 0. So f is not conservative, isn't conservative, not conservative force field. Fine. Now check this 4 option. Now the integral part, rectangular closed line integral of the f dot dl of the contour gamma, this should be by the curl or the Stokes theorem. Okay, the curl f dA. That should be the surface integral of, put this value 2x x cap dot dx dy z cap, that should be the 0. Now matching the option A, closed contour of f dot dl should be 0, correct. Next, f is non-conservative, means curl f is not equal to 0, is already 2, we get not equal to 0. Divergence of f is 0. We will get here the divergence of f is not equal to 0. If it would be 0, it would be the solenoidal, it would not be the correct, and f can be written as the gradient of this scalar field. This should be the correct, this should be incorrect, should not be the correct. Okay, because f can be written as the gradient of the scalar field when the curl of f should be the 0, that imply f should be the minus gradient of phi. Okay, minus gradient of scalar field. C is incorrect, H, C is incorrect, so that D also be the incorrect. Here A and B option should be the correct. Next, go ahead. 2 point charges of charge plus q each other are placed at distance 2d apart. A grounded solid conducting sphere of radius a is placed midway between them. Assume a square less d square. Which one of the statement is or are true? From the electromagnetic theory. Try yourself first. So here that I just draw the ray diagram for your better clarification. This is the plus q charge, plus q point charge, and here this should be the plus q, This is the radius of the A. This has given the V equal to 0. This is the distance D, and here the D. So this is equivalent to this one, plus Q plus Q. This is the separation B and the V, Q and the Q dashed. So Q dashed, there should be what? Minus A by D into Q, and the B should be A square by D. Just apply the potential and the field here. So total induced charge means total induced charge Q total dashed, there should be the 2Q dashed, there should be the minus of twice A divided by D into Q. So potential at the center should be the 0. Now match the option. If A greater than D by 8, the net force acting on the charges is directed towards each other. Attractive, so it is correct. The potential at the surface of the sphere is 0. This is also correct. The total induced charge on the sphere is minus twice AQ by D. We just get this option, C would be the correct, but the potential at the center of the sphere is non-zero. Non-zero is incorrect because the center of the potential should be 0. D should not be the correct. So option A, B and the C correct. A, B and the C, MSQ. Next question, go ahead. A particle of mass m is moving in the potential Vx equal to V naught plus half m omega naught square x square, x greater than 0 and infinite x less than equal to 0. Figure PQRS shows different combination of the value of omega naught and V naught. EJP, EJQ, EJR and EJS with J equal to 0, 1, 2 are the eigenenergies of the J level for the potential shown in the figure PQ, R and S respectively. Which one of the statement is or are true? Also MSQ questions. I think in the GATE exam MSQ and the NAT are the very more rather than the JAM exam or rather than the MSQ type questions. E naught P equal to E naught Q, E naught Q equal to E naught S, E naught P equal to E naught R, E1 R, E naught R is not equal to E naught Q. Which one of the correct? Check the 4 option. Try yourself and put on the answer. This is from the quantum mechanics. So the energy eigenvalue is what? Is EJ. That should be V naught plus 2J plus 3 by 2 H cross omega naught for the value of J 0, 1, 2 dot dot. This is the formula. Now E naught P, this should be what? 0 plus, because V naught here 0. So 0 plus 3/3 means the 3 by 2 H cross, and the omega naught is given 12. So this should be the 18 H cross. Next, E naught at O. This would be what? This is the separation of this what? 3h cross joule. So 3h cross here. Obviously it should be positive plus 0 plus 3 by 2 into h cross into omega naught is given 12. So it would be the 21 h cross. Next, the E1 of R. The separation here the 4h cross plus 0 plus, sorry, here given the value of 2. Look upon into the diagram. 2j. J means here 2 because U1 state. So 2 plus 3 by 2 h cross into 4. This is given 4 rad per second, radian per second. So here 4h cross plus 14h cross, that should be the 18h cross. Next for the S, this the is E naught S. Separation is 0. Separation means the shifting of the curve from the origin. 0 plus 3 by 2 h cross into 14 omega naught 14 radian per second, that would be the 21 h cross. This is the 4 value. Thus one thing, the E naught P, therefore that is not equal to E naught Q. Option A wrong. Next, E naught Q equal to E naught S. This is two same. E naught Q equal to E naught S equal to what? 21 h cross. B would be the correct. Next, E naught P equal to E1 R. E naught P equal to E1 R, we just calculate, this is equal to 18 h cross. C also be the correct. And the E naught R not equal to E naught Q. E naught R not equal to E naught Q. D would be the correct. So finally option B, C and D are be the correct. Next, go ahead. The non-relativistic Hamiltonian for a single electron atom is given as H naught equal to P square by 2m minus Vr, where Vr is the Coulomb potential and m is the mass of the electron. Considering the spin orbit interaction term, H dash equal to 1 by twice m square c square 1 by r dvdr L dot s added to H naught. Which one of the following statement is or are true? It also from the MSQ. Try yourself first. Very important question. You have to check all the option. Okay. H dash first option, H dash commute with L square. So you have to find the commutation relation of H dash and L square. So first the commutation of H dash and the L square. Okay. This would be what? Put this value 1 by twice m square c square 1 by r dvdr of what? L dot s, put this value L dot s dot L dot S and the L square commutation. Since L square and L should be 0, the commutation of L square and the L 0, and the L square and the SI should also be 0. This is the Li. So therefore, that imply the commutation of L dot S with the L square must be 0. Thus, the commutation of H dash and L square is always 0. So option A would be the correct. Check next one. H dash with LZ and SZ. So H dash with LZ, first one. Put this value 1 by 2 m square c square 1 by r dvdr of L dot S with LZ. We know that the L dot S with LZ, it should be what? The LX SX plus LZ SZ with the LZ. We know the commutation of the Li and the LZ, it should be what? IH cross epsilon IJK LK. Okay. Therefore, the commutation of L dot S with the LZ, this is not equal to 0. So B is not correct. Now check option third. For given value of N and L, the degeneracy Z would be what? Twice L plus 1. Okay. So C would be the correct. For a given value of principal quantum number N and orbital quantum number L, there are 2 into 2L plus 1. Degenerate eigenstate of is not 2 into 2L plus 1. Because total 2L plus 1 and this one is 2. This is the degeneration twice into 2L plus 1. Next, check the option 4. The unperturbed Hamiltonian H naught is spherically symmetric and depends only R. Okay. This is the spherically symmetric, means it depends on spin degree of freedom. That spherically symmetric means the Hamiltonian commute with the S square and also the SZ. H and the SZ should be the 0. Commute. So H naught L square, S square is LZ, SZ have a same set of simultaneous eigenstate. The simultaneous eigenstate, this is very important word. Suppose A and B, the commutation is 0. So the physical meaning that A and B are the simultaneously measurable. So it means that this has the simultaneous eigenstate of this function. So D would be the correct. A, C, D. Option A, C, D, 3 are be the correct. Next. Decay of the meson and baryon can be categorized as the weak, strong and the electromagnetic decay depending upon the interaction involved in the process. Which one option the correct? This is from the particle physics MSQ question. Check the 4 option, the conservation law. Okay. So check first one. As gamma photon is involved, it cannot be weak interaction because gamma is involved here. Next, here third component of isospin is not conserved. Third component of isospin in the option B, that third component of isospin, the 0 is not equal to 0 and this spin is half. So it cannot be electromagnetic interaction. For the electromagnetic interaction, it must be satisfied the third component of isospin conservation. Next, check the option C. In the MSQ types of question, you have to check the all over the option. Charge, baryon number and the lepton number. Charge means Q, baryon and the lepton number conserved. Conserved. Check yourself. And spin, third component of isospin and the spin matrix are not conserved. These not conserved. Check yourself. Just put this value of this particle. So this is weak deca, means the weak interaction. C should be the correct. Next, the D option, that charge, baryon number, spin and the orbital angular momentum is conserved. Check yourself. Next, the spin, third component of isospin and this spin are conserved. This should be the conserved. Check also. So 2 are the conserved, means this is strong. Two systems, that the charge, baryon number, lepton number and spin, third component isospin are the conserved, means this is the strong interaction, means this is strong decay. D should be the correct. Option C and D, 2 are the correct. Next, go ahead. An extrinsic semiconductor shown in the figure carries a current of 2 mA along its length parallel to the x-axis. When the majority charge carrier concentration is 12.5 into 10 to the power 13 per semi-cube and the sample is exposed to a constant magnetic field applied along the plus z direction, a Hall voltage of 20 mV is measured with the negative polarity with y equal to 0 plane. Take the electric charge as 1.6 into 10 to the 19 coulomb. The concentration of minority charge carrier is negligible. Which one of the statement is or are correct? This is also solid state physics MSQ question. I just say one thing, MSQ questions are much more in the GATE exam. So it may be difficult nowadays. So here check all the options. By the observation of the diagram, here the voltage V, this is given the Hall voltage, the direction of I cap negative x and the B z direction B k cap. So Lorentz force FL should be what? Q V cross B. This V be the not potential, this is the velocity. Okay, Q V cross B. Put here that the minus Q Vi, okay, in cross BK cap. Velocity is a vector quantity and potential is the scalar quantity plus Q VB. Direction should be the y direction J cap. So here if the charge Q should be electron minus E, so the Lorentz force should be what? Minus E V B J. As a result, electron will accumulate at y equal to 0 plane. Thus, majority carrier are electron. So option A should be the correct. The majority charge carrier is electron. Now you have to find the Hall voltage. Hall voltage formula means VH, that the current into magnetic field divided by N E W. This is the formula. So you have to find the magnetic field B, that the VH N E W divided by I. Put this value. So 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 Hall voltage into 12.5 into 10 to the power 13 into 10 to the power 6, the N value, constant of the electron. E means the electron charge, 1.6 10 to the minus 19 coulomb, into W. W means the width. Here width 0.5 into 10 to the minus 2 meter, and the I here 2 milliampere. Suppose, sorry, this is given 2 milliampere, not suppose. 2 into 10 to the minus 3 ampere. Okay, this should be what? This should be the 1 Tesla. Option B would be the correct. Next, the electric field corresponding to the Hall voltage is minus y direction. Thus option C is not correct. The electric field corresponding to Hall voltage is plus y direction. The plus y direction is not correct because it should be minus y direction. Electric field is these directions E, and this should be the directions. So C would not be correct. And the magnetic Hall coefficient is, you have to find the magnetic Hall coefficient. Hall coefficient RH means what? 1 by Ne. Put this value. N means 12.5 into 10 to the power 13 into 10 to the power 6. Put this value of E, that the 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19. This is the per meter cube per coulomb. So after calculation you would get 0.05 meter cube per coulomb. So D also be not correct. Option A and the B, 2 are be the correct. Next, go ahead. A alpha and B beta are contravariant covariant vector respectively by convention, and repeated indices are summed over. Which one of the following expression is or are tensors? It is another MSQ type question from the mathematical physics chapter tensor. So you should not skip this chapter. We just try to give you the lecture of this topic. Okay. Here the repeated index A alpha and B beta, one contra and another covariant. A should be the correct. Sum over. Next, A alpha B beta with the ratio of A alpha beta. This should be the correct. Because suppose A alpha and the B beta, we just discussed in your mathematical physics chapter, tensor and the another all other part after, suppose from the February 15, and after completing the GATE exam 16 February, we just lecture series from NET exam. This is the contra and the co. This is called, suppose, the quotient rule of the tensor. Okay, C not be the correct and the linear combination will not be correct because this not be vanished. By convention, the repeated indices are sum over, one contra and another co. So you have to write this one. Suppose the alpha and the index I and the beta index of J and the gamma index of K and the delta F L, this one. This is the sum over the I, J, K and L. This is the repeated index. So here that A and B be the correct. Next question. The temperature T depend of magnetic susceptibility column A of certain magnetic material column B. Which one of the following is or correct? It also be MSQ type question. I think 20 questions are come from the MSQ in GATE exam. Solid state physics MSQ question. Material property very important with the graph. Graph are more important in the PhD viva, PhD interview. So here that the chi magnetic susceptibility for the diamagnetic should be the constant with the negative sign. Means the diagram should be this one. This one. Next, the chi for the paramagnetic, that should be the C by the T. This is formula. The formula this one. The graph. Next, the chi ferromagnetic, this should be follow the relation C minus C divided by T minus TC. Means this one, this is the QT temperature and this one the graph. This is the TC QT temperature. Next, for the chi antiferromagnetic A means the C, follow the rule T plus T by N. T plus T by N means T y equal to mx linear, and this one the follow down. This is the Tn. Okay. So now match the option. First one A. These are the option. So here C should be the correct because 4Q 2R 1S. Match this option. 4 para 2 ferro 1 S anti-ferro. Okay. D. C para, sorry, C dia correct. 4Q para correct. 2R ferro correct. C and D would be the correct. Next, go ahead. This is also MSQ. Number of MSQ are more, much more, most more. Next. The curves P and Q schematically shown the variation of X-ray intensity with wavelength at two different accelerations. Accelerating voltage for a given target material. If the figure lambda 1 is 0.25 Armstrong, lambda 2, lambda 3 and lambda 4. Take Planck's constant, this one, in joules second, 6.624 into 10 to minus 34. Speed of the light into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and the elementary charges at the 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. And which one of the following statement is or true? In the x-axis lambda and the y relative intensity. Try yourself first. Question number 53. So here the lambda mean, this would be what? We know 1, 2, 3, 7, 5 divided by V in Armstrong. Okay, short formula. So lambda P less than the lambda Q. That imply the Vp greater than the Vq. Option A is be correct. And the V of Q, that would be what? 1, 2, 3, 7, 5 divided by lambda Q minimum. Put this value 1, 2, 3, 7, 5 divided by lambda means 0.5. So this would be the 2, 4 750 Armstrong. B should be the correct. Now C and D. Okay, very important. Transition, that the lambda L to K greater than lambda M to K greater than lambda L to K. So lambda would be what? HC divided by here, that the EK minus EL. E for X-ray, that EKLM, these are the ray. For K alpha ray, this is called the K alpha ray. And for lambda, that HC divided by EK minus EM, this is for the K beta ray. And the lambda, this is for the HC divided by EK minus EN, this is for the E gamma ray. Okay, sorry, K gamma ray, K alpha, K beta, K gamma. K gamma, K alpha, K beta, K alpha, K beta and K gamma for the X-ray. So here the peak 1 and peak 3 correspond to radiative from N to K cell. Not correct. But the peak 2 and 4, apart from the acoustic mode, 9 optical modes are identified from the measurement of phonon dispersion of a solid with chemical formula ANBM, where AB denote the atomic species and the N and M are the integer. Which one of the following combination N and M are be the possible? So we just now cover all type of MSQ question, and this MSQ type of question for yours. This is the homework 5. Try yourself and solve and comment the answer, and if you are not able to solve it, just mail with the ID catschrodinger1905@gmail.com, which will be available in the channel description box. This is for the homework for yourself, for a better clarification and concept and understanding. So next, go ahead. An oscillating electric dipole moment dt is d naught cos omega t z cap is placed at origin as shown in figure. Consider a point P r theta phi at a very large distance from the dipole. Here r theta and phi are spherical polar coordinate system. Which one of the following statement is or intensity of the radiation? Try yourself from the electromagnetic theory. Just check the options. First, check that polarization of T at point T, that would be the QD. Okay, put this value, the Q d naught cos omega t, the direction z cap. So this would be the P naught cos omega t z cap, and the intensity I, that average of the pointing vector. So this would be this K sin square theta by r square. So option A, on z axis, option A, on z axis theta would be 0. That means intensity must be 0. Option A correct. Next, check the B. P value, that the r pi by 2, pi by 4. Okay, the intensity I1 should be what? K. This will be the K. Sine square, put this value, sine square pi by 2 divided by r square. Okay, my pen is not working, just a minute, try to solve it. So this would be what? K by r square. This is not equal to 0. Now check the option C, P at point R, pi by 4 and the pi by 4. So here the intensity would be what? K, put this value, sine square at the point pi by 4 divided by r square. This would be what? The K by 2r square. That is equal to half of I1. That means, that implies that I1, the intensity of 1, is greater than the intensity of 2. So option C is correct. And B is not correct because at this point the intensity is not be 0. Okay. And the next option D, intensity at P r equal to capital R, theta equal to pi by 2 and phi equal to pi by 4 is equal to the point r equal to r, theta equal to pi by 4, phi equal to pi by 4. This is also be not correct because we just check this option and this option. Here this is the K by r square, which is not equal to K by 2r square, but here this is written as the equal to that point. So D also be not correct, D is incorrect. So here option A and C would be the correct. A and this C, this MSQ question, A and this C would be the correct. Next, go ahead. Very important question. Question number 56. The Fourier transform and its inverse transform are respectively defined as f omega 1 by root 2 I phi integral minus infinity to infinity fx e to the power I omega x dx and the fx equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f omega exponential minus omega x dx. Consider two functions f and g. Another function f star g is defined as the f star gx is equal to 1 by twice root phi integration minus infinity to plus infinity fy g of x minus y dy. Which one of the following relation is or true? Note the tilde denote the Fourier transform. This operation tilde, this one is define the Fourier transform. So I just move 5 minutes break and you just try yourself by checking the 4 options. I just hints you. You now write the Fourier transform and inverse Fourier transform and use this shifting property here, the x minus y shifting property of the Fourier transform, and check the 4 option. I just now leave 5 minutes for my break on my fresh one, and after we just solve the next 10 questions. So total 65%. These are the question number 56. So you just try yourself and comment the answer. I now take a leave for 5 minutes only. So hello, I think you just try to solve yourself. So hi, I think you just try to solve this problem yourself. I have just come from my break. Let us move on and feedback me the answers in the comment box. Okay, fine. This will be the question from the Fourier transform mathematical physics. So here, okay, one should be give the answer. Answer A, B, and the D would be the correct. Okay, fine, thank you. One who had answered A, B, D would be correct. I just give you the homework 6 for yourself. You just put this value, use the shifting property of the Fourier transform and check this result. A, B, and D would be the correct. Move on with our next question number 57. A material behave as a superconductor below a critical temperature Tc and as a normal conductor above Tc. A magnetic field Bz is applied when T greater than Tc. The material is then cooled below Tc in the presence of B. Which one of the following figure represent the correct configuration of the magnetic field line? Solid state physics questions. So here one thing is that B equal to what? Mu naught H plus M at T greater than the critical temperature. So at B equal to 0, at T less than Tc, thus option A and C be the correct. Option A at T greater than Tc, this is the spontaneous, and in the option C at T less than Tc, spontaneous, otherwise or expect the B equal to 0 form. This is the B equal to 0. This inside B equal to 0. Okay. So option A and C would be the correct here. Next. A typical biasing of silicon transistor is given below. The value of common emitter current gain for the transistor is 100. Ignore the reverse saturation current. The output voltage would be what? Quickly solve this. That type of question. Just apply KVL. Okay. Apply KVL in the loop. So minus 1 volt plus KVL apply 15 I dash plus 100 I dash minus 12 volt equal to 0. So or the value of I dash would be what? 13 by 115 milliampere. And now the Thevenin voltage, this is the simplifying circuit, this one 1 volt plus minus 15 kilo ohm, this is the I dash, and here the I dash, this be the 100 kilo ohm, and here be the 12 volt. This is the V Thevenin. Okay, B terminal plus minus. Okay, so that imply Thevenin voltage, this should be the 100 I dashed minus 12. Put this value 1300 divided by 115 minus 12. That should be what? 11.3 minus 12. That should be the Thevenin voltage minus 0.7 volt. Okay. So again KVL apply in the second loop. That 0.7 volt plus IB R Thevenin minus 0.7 volt is equal to 0. That imply IB equal to 0. That imply IC equal to 0. Or VC equal to VCC equal to 12 volt. Or the output voltage V naught equal to VC equal to 12 volt. So 12 would be the answer. 12. Next, go ahead. The canonical partition function of an ideal gas is this one. Here TVN denote temperature, volume number and the particle and the thermal de Broglie wavelength respectively. Let Kb be the Boltzmann constant and mu be the canonical potential, chemical potential. If the number density N by V is 2.5 into 10 to the 25 per meter cube at a temperature T, then you should find the value e to the power mu by kt into lambda T cube into 10 to the minus 25 should be what in the meter cube. Round off to 1 decimal places. Try to solve this question first. This one from the thermodynamics and statistical physics. I just give you hints that you type yourself the homework number 7. I just give the hints here that Q function of T, V and the N should be what? 1 by n factorial V by lambda T whole cube to the power n. This is equation number 1. Okay, and Helmholtz free energy, this is written in the form minus kt ln q. Just put this value and solve. So you would get finally mu by kt by lambda t cube into 10 to the power minus 25. This should be the 2.5 per meter cube. 2.5 would be the answer. You try to solve yourself. This would be here the cube. Okay, next one. Lagrangian of a particle is defined L equal to half m x dot square minus lambda x to the power 4. If the particle oscillates the total energy E, the time period is this one. You have to find this value of E. Simple. Try yourself that the integration 0 to t dt. Okay, this is given in the integral. So 4 integral 0 to e by lambda to the power 1/4 1 by v dx. Put this value and calculate. 4 0 to e by lambda to the power 1/4 1 by root over twice by m e minus vx means e minus lambda x to the power 4 dx. That means alpha would be 4 because e equal to what? Half mv square plus lambda x to the power 4. Basically e equal to, this is t plus v, this is lambda x to the power 4. So alpha would be the 4. 4 would be the answer. Next. Question number 61. A particle M in an infinite potential with E perturbation V dash is square by 40 m square. The first order energy shift of fourth energy eigenstate due to perturbation is h square by n m square. You have to find the value of n. Question from quantum mechanics. Okay, simple, that the En1, the formula En1, this would be what? Strength of perturbation. Strength of perturbation into length of perturbation. Length of perturbation divided by length of the well means the L. Put this value. This would be the formula. Here a square by 40 m square into a by 4. Length means a. It would become a square by 160 m square, and this is given equivalent to a square by 440 m square. Sorry, this is given age, not h cross. This is given age only. A square divided by 40 m square. That imply the value of the n would be the 160. Okay, 160 would be the integer answer. Next, go ahead. Consider a three-dimensional crystal of non-interacting boson with zero chemical potential with the energy system E proportional to k square, where k is wave vector. The low temperature specific heat depends on the temperature Cv proportional to T to the power n by 2. You have to find the value of n. Same question from the thermodynamic and statistical physics. Homework number 18. Homework number 8. Try yourself and give me the answer by feedback commenting. Next, consider the operational amplifier circuit shown in the figure. You have to find the output voltage. Very important question. Every time this type of questions is coming from the IIT exam and the GATE exam. I just try solve. From the electronics, this question is coming. So in the operational amplifier, the solution is that H, the I1 plus the I2 plus the I3, this is the final current. Okay, IF. So put this value 2V minus 0 by twice K plus 3V minus 0, 3 volt minus 0 by 3 K plus 5 volt minus 0 by 5K. Okay, this would be what? 0 minus V0 divided by 4K. So the output voltage would be what? V0 equal to minus 4 into 1 plus 1 plus 1. That would be what? Minus 12 volt. So answer would be the minus 12. Next, go ahead. Question number 64. 64 for yours. Homework number 9. Try yourself and give me the feedback, the answer. Quantum mechanics. Last question, question number 65. According to the nuclear shell model, the absolute value of the difference of the magnetic moment oxygen and nitrogen in the units of nuclear magneton mu n is A by 3. The magnitude of A is what? Is an integer. Questions from the nuclear and the particle physics. Okay. So in oxygen, O, that the neutron number 815. Okay. The N means the 7. That the configuration 1:2 half P 1P, next the 1P 4 C by 2. Okay, 1P 1 half, that the J value should be the half. Now spin magneton mu Z average, that should be the mu Z of n. N means the nitrogen. O means the oxygen. So 1.91 J divided by J plus 1 into mu n. This would be what? 1.91 half divided by the half plus 1 into mu n. This should be 0.63 mu n. Okay. Now for the nitrogen. N15, that the proton, Np, that the 7. So the electronic configuration 1s2 half, 1p4 3 by 2, 1p1 3 by 2. So J value should be half. Now magneton Z average N, that is the mu Zp, that J by J plus 1 into J minus 1.29 mu n. Put this value half divided by this half plus 1. Just put this value half minus 1.29. This is mu n. That would be the minus 0.26 mu n. Okay. So now therefore mu z for oxygen minus mu z for nitrogen, that should be what? 0.63 plus 0.26 mu n, that would be equal to 0.89 mu n. That is 2.67 divided by 3 mu n. This should be the positive 2/3 mu n. That implies is given in the unit of nuclear magneton A by 3, that A value would be 2. Okay, this value 2.63, this value would be the 2. So answer here, the in integer format, answer would be the 2. That the absolute value of the difference in the magnetic moment of the oxygen and the neutron in the units of the nuclear magneton is A by 3. So the value here, this should compare. This is comparing the A by 3. Okay. So A should be 2. This is the answer. So we just solve here the total 65 questions from the GATE 2024 paper conducted by IISc Bangalore. So last but not the least, thank you very much. Stay well and happy. Have a good day. Bye.